The honest truth about my Christmas mistakes. This Christmas, I made plenty of mistakes around food, alcohol, and my general habits. I was unsuccessful when it came to being the healthy person I want to be and exhibiting the habits that I want to follow. I'm a big believer in reflecting on decisions in order to understand and learn from them in order to do better going forwards. I also strongly believe in authenticity and honesty. When things go well or badly for me, I want people to be able to speed up their own journeys by hopefully getting insight into how they can act and think to get better results themselves. Over the last 9 days, I've had multiple occasions where I've eaten high-calorie food or drunk alcohol in an attempt to change my mood or to get away from negative feelings. In several exchanges with people, they've said to me, "It's Christmas, you need to enjoy it." And I'm all aboard that train. Everything in moderation, including moderation. I love that saying. I want to have days in the year where I eat what I see fit and I enjoy high-calorie food and alcohol. And that includes over Christmas. But I also don't want to use food or alcohol to respond to a negative thought, feeling, or mood. I don't believe this is a healthy response or solution to the problems in my life. For me, there's a clear separation here. Food and drink for pleasure, emotional management for, well, emotions. And I also ate and drank this to pieces over Christmas, which I imagine will put me in with the majority of people in the UK. This is not a bad thing, but it's not good either. This isn't a stick I'm beating myself up with. I don't feel regret or shame, nor pride or contentment. It is what it is. I'm not dwelling on it. I'm not drawing a line under it or focusing on today. I'm learning from it by writing this blog and reporting back to you now. And when I reflect on the last 9 days, I can confirm, not for the first time, food and drink is not how I personally want to deal with uncomfortable thoughts. And so I'm committing to work on this going forwards. The temptation I and most people have here is to plan, to set better limits, to give myself guide rails to lean on and push against to guide my decisions. And this does help, and it forms part of the solution. What it misses, though, is the actual root of the problem. The root was I was having thoughts that I didn't like. I then had thoughts that food or alcohol, or both, would take these away or make me feel better, which I then acted on. A plan solves the symptom in the form of food or alcohol, but not the root, which is the thought behind it. The skill I, and everyone looking to achieve the same result, need to work on is becoming aware when these thoughts arise, and then choose how to act, rather than following the established script laid down in the past, namely eating and drinking. Often we only become aware after, like me now, which is less useful as the food and drink has already been used to manage the thought. It's only when we become more aware and consistently decide how to act that we have truly changed. I was listening to Shane Parrish talk about the power of rules on a podcast, and he is right. Rules in the form of meal or high-calorie plans work really well. It is something I have committed to doing this year. But why? I want you to think about this and to understand the mechanisms at work so you can both truly change and apply this to a broader area. Rules work because when you have a thought, you then have an internal compass to refer back to that guides you. But how many different food scenarios are there? And how often do you find a reason to eat despite your rule? To do this successfully, you need a rule for every single situation in your life relating to food, and you need to follow it all the time, which is as good as impossible. I'm not saying don't use rules or plans, but they have to form just a part of the solution. A small part of that, as they're frankly the easiest and fastest part of the process, and they should take up that amount of time too. Rules relating to food also mean you can't then apply this approach to other areas of your life. For example, my rule when I was craving a bacon sandwich in bed this morning was that I stick to my set rule of oats, fruit and yogurt for breakfast. But that has zero application to the rest of my life. This fundamental lack of understanding about the nature of thought denies you the full-scale life changes that you could achieve. Desire for food is simply a thought that you can choose to let go of. If you become aware of this in the moment, you can then choose how to act. This can help with any and every other thought that you have in your life that you dislike. Anxiety, stress, anger, sadness, boredom, frustration, the list goes on and on. This is why I'm going to bang this drum for all of 2024 and beyond until I find something more effective, if I do. I've seen the impact this can have on people's food and life beyond, and I want this for you as well. I'd recommend reflecting on your decisions and the thoughts that led to them if you really want to change. If you found this useful, please give it a like and let me know in the comments, what are your reflections on your Christmas eating and drinking? If you'd like more content from me, please subscribe to our YouTube channel.